The film opens with two girls selecting dresses. One of them discovers a dress of size 4, but Nina exclaims because it's considered a plus size. Then Jennifer, who is a fashion model, comes into the scene. She's excited because she has received a designer dress from Nina that didn't suit the other models. Jennifer rouses her friend Jill to apply her makeup because Jill is skilled at it. While Jill is doing Jennifer's makeup, Jennifer teases her for being overweight. Jill was fat even though she is not eating, and on the other hand, her friend Jennifer eats too much, but she is fit. She also invites Jill to a party that night because Rob, whom Jill likes, will be there. However, Jill isn't interested in the idea. Jill also asks Jennifer about her relationship with Rob. At first, Jennifer denies it, but then she promises to stay away from him. Jill requests Jennifer to remain and watch a film with her, but Jennifer departs after making an additional impolite remark once her makeup is done. Jill is left feeling disheartened in her room. The subsequent morning, she measures her weight. Rob is present, consuming food in an odd manner and watching a film, and the fridge is locked. The next evening, Jennifer organizes a party at home without informing Jill. Numerous people are having a good time and unwinding. In the meantime, Jill is in her room, dressed and annoyed. She seizes some food, mashes it in her hand, and consumes a large amount of it. After a while, Jill was on the verge of exiting her room when she bumped into Rob. They initiated a conversation in the corridor. Jill appeared to be not herself, leading Rob to inquire if she had been consuming a lot of alcohol or any substances. Out of the blue, she dashed to the restroom and vomited intensely. Rob attempted to wait for her but ultimately departed to participate in the party. The next morning, Jill found Jennifer asleep with Rob. She sadly tried to help Jennifer up. Rob woke up and apologized for the mess, but Jill, annoyed, told him she didn't need his apology. She cleaned Jennifer up using his shirt. He asked for his t-shirt back, but Jill was too upset, so he left. It turns out that one of their neighbors comes over and asks Jennifer why they didn't announce the party the night before. Jennifer tries to close the door behind her to avoid the conversation, laughing. She gets her food from the unlocked refrigerator and starts watching a movie. Jill comes in and asks why she wasn't told about the party. Jennifer responds that it's her house and she can do whatever she wants. She tells Jill to get a job and leave the house as soon as possible. She also sets up an appointment for them to plan Jill's life over the weekend. However, she has invited someone over to spend time with her today. Jill is unable to sleep that night due to the disturbance emanating from Jennifer's room. She awakens and consumes food while viewing a film. At a certain moment, she forgets to spit out her food and begins to repeatedly strike her own face. Eventually, she surrenders and commences eating everything. The next morning, while Jill is browsing Rob's social media, her mother initiates a video call with her. Her mother is inebriated and shares about a dreadful dream she experienced, interpreting it as an indication that Jill needs to be with her. Suddenly, her father shows up and terminates the call to escort her mother to bed as she's excessively drunk. The following day, Jill was preparing lunch for herself when Rob unexpectedly knocked on the door. Remembering that she didn't want an apology from their last encounter, he brought her a gift instead. Jill, surprised, closed the door quickly. She then put on her sweater and invited him in for lunch. During lunch, they chatted and had a good time. Rob complimented the meal, saying it was delicious. They also discussed Rob's social media presence, and he confessed that he wasn't very good at it and needed to adjust his privacy settings. Jill asked if he wanted to take some food home, but he said he was satisfied. As they said goodbye, Rob kissed her. At first, Jill pulled back, but then she returned the kiss, revealing mutual feelings for each other. That evening, Jennifer comes home late, only to be surprised by Jill, who's been waiting for her. Jill asks Jennifer why she went behind her back. Jennifer admits that she lost control when she saw him, leading them to sleep together. Jill brings up the promises Jennifer made repeatedly and the talk they were supposed to have over the weekend. Jennifer assures Jill that they'll enjoy a lovely dinner the following day. Both Jill and Jennifer commit to bringing the finest wine and spending time together to talk about Jill's problems and make arrangements. When morning comes, Jill starts to get ready for a special dinner. She carefully arranges and decorates the table with enthusiasm and reads the message on the gift she got, all while eagerly anticipating Jennifer's arrival. Jennifer comes home later than expected, as is her habit, and she's in an overly excited state. She makes fun of Jill's hard work and begins to eat without saying sorry. When Jill questions Jennifer's behavior and tells her that she had been waiting for her calmly, Jennifer reacts violently. She physically attacks Jill, stepping on her neck, and tells her not to grumble again. Afterward, she goes to the restroom and starts throwing up. This shows how she keeps her weight down, even though she eats a lot. Jill rises and concocts a substance that will cause Jennifer to fall into a deep sleep later that night. She binds Jennifer with a chain. Upon awakening, Jennifer's initial idea is that she can sway Jill by being soft-spoken. However, Jill discloses that it's beyond the point of aiding her now. Jill brings up that Trevor too had labeled Jennifer as self-absorbed, and it was indeed true. Jennifer makes a strong effort to justify that he was equally terrible to her. Jennifer presents a cake to Jill, who reacts by shattering Jennifer's wedding crystal. After a considerable period, the remaining cake begins to spoil. When Jill opens the door, a lady is present there and snaps a photo of her. Jennifer begins to scream and plead for assistance, but nobody comes to her rescue. Jill walks up to her and reminds her that for several months, nobody was there to support her. People could hear her, but nobody was concerned about her. Jill then begins to mark her body with lines using markers. The following morning, Rob returns home and raps on the door. Jill awakens but is unable to stand due to numbness in her leg. She peeks through the door and sees him conversing with their neighbor about her, which irritates her. As Jennifer chuckles at her, Jill loses her cool and strikes and smacks her forcefully. While Jill is in tears, Jennifer shouts at her to cease and reminds her that they need to watch television and wait for Steven, just as Jennifer had previously instructed her. Jennifer then offers Jill some jelly beans because she's feeling hungry. However, when Jill begins to eat, Jennifer reprimands her for being self-centered and consuming all the jelly beans on her own, resulting in them being strewn all over the place, even in her hair. Later that evening, Jill's mother video chats with her from the rehabilitation center and tells her that she had another dream about Jill, which was a pleasant one. Subsequently, Jill shatters the toilet lid. When she comes back, she serves Jennifer her regular meal, which leads Jennifer to throw up. Jill compels her to dance provocatively, citing information she received from Rob earlier. Suddenly, Rob knocks on the door and pleads to be by her side and help her, but she rejects him. She is terrified because of the knife she likes. Once back at home, Jill mocks Rob by dressing up as a doctor and imitating him. While watching TV, Jill begins to have hallucinations, envisioning Rob offering her strawberries and engaging in a challenging dance and lovemaking with Jennifer. Jennifer opens a box seductively and approaches a man, attempting to engage in lovemaking, but abruptly pushes him away with her leg and moves on to another box. The same scenario repeats with another man, whom she also rejects, while bringing fruit into the equation. Eventually, she moves on to the next box, and another man emerges. However, to her surprise, he is different from the previous men. He treats her roughly, engaging in abusive behavior and forcefully having sex with her. Meanwhile, Jill witnesses Jennifer's actions, and, simultaneously, Rob stands up and leaves Jill. Her eyes snap open, a surge of resentment towards Jennifer coursing through her. She has the sensation that Jennifer is persistently appearing in her dreams. However, Jennifer is nowhere to be found. She has managed to escape and flee. This unexpected turn of events compels Jill to leave her home, which she hasn't done in years, in an attempt to locate Jennifer. Despite her efforts, Jill is unable to find Jennifer. As soon as Jill is sighted, the police make their appearance. Jill displays kindness towards Jennifer because she had previously administered a drug to Jennifer, resulting in her being in a state of heavy sedation. Jennifer is incapable of interacting with anyone due to her condition. Jill provides an explanation to the officers, stating that Jennifer is suffering from a sleep disorder, which is responsible for her current state. A female officer harbors doubts, sensing that something isn't quite right. However, her partner persuades her to let them go, convinced that they aren't implicated in any illegal activities. Subsequently, the officers direct Jennifer and Jill to return to their residence. Jill mentally prepares herself for what lies ahead. Once she's home, she bathes Jennifer with a gentle touch and expresses her desire for an open and honest discussion. She reassures Jennifer that she never intended to cause her any harm. Jennifer, on the other hand, is bewildered by Jill's behavior and accuses her of trying to alienate her. Jill strongly refutes this and admits that Jennifer is all she has. If she were to lose Jennifer, she would be left with nothing. Jill's confession brings Jennifer to tears, and she admits that her husband's abusive behavior has led her to undergo a significant transformation. Out of the blue, Jennifer begins to scream for assistance. This causes Jill to confront her in the bath. Jill's first efforts to subdue Jennifer are unsuccessful, so she resorts to using the shower hose to strangle Jennifer until she loses consciousness. Jill then proclaims that Jennifer won't be able to deceive her anymore. Following that, Jill forcefully pulls Jennifer into another room. And then next, Jill is depicted scrolling through her Facebook feed. As she pursues the content, she stumbles upon a comment left by Rob on a photo posted by Samantha, his producer. Intrigued, Jill investigates further and discovers that Rob and Samantha have become friends on Facebook. Prompted by this discovery, Jill decides to reach out to Samantha by sending her a message, warning her to steer clear of Rob. Samantha responds to Jill's message. Samantha manages to capture Jill's attention, prompting Jill to make her way to the entrance. To commemorate Jill's special day, Samantha arrives bearing a cake. However, fueled by anger, Jill impulsively destroys the cake and sternly demands that Samantha leave. Subsequently, Jill and Jennifer fixate their gaze upon a picture of Samantha and proceed to mock her based on her physical size. Jill gets a voicemail from Rob next. He admits that he gets why she's upset, but says he can't handle it anymore. He announces that they won't meet again. When Jennifer hears this, she reassures Jill that they don't need him, which surprises Jill. It becomes clear that Jennifer has a relationship with Rob too. This revelation infuriates Jill, and she warns Jennifer that she will face consequences for her actions. Jennifer is scared upon hearing this. The next day, Jill walks into the kitchen, clearly distressed. She picks up a knife and goes towards Jennifer, initiating an unyielding assault that eventually leads to Jennifer losing her life. Then it turns out to Jennifer's workplace, where the boss is unhappy with the models chosen for the fashion show. An employee tells her about someone's comeback, which makes the boss happy. She goes to her office, hoping to see this individual, but instead, she finds Jill. Because of Jill's heavy-set look, the boss decides to let her go from the job. In response, an enraged Jill administers an injection to the boss, causing her death. At this point, Jill's reflection in the mirror resembles Jennifer, revealing to us that Jennifer is merely a figment of Jill's imagination, far removed from reality. This revelation explains why the police officer abandoned Jill. In the movie's conclusion, Jill is seen having removed the excess fat from her body. She appears content with this transformation. Did this story spook you out? Let us know in the comments below. For more horror movie recaps, subscribe to our channel, and we will see you in the next one. Fear awaits you.